More Recoil 4, Valo vs Insaneo. Now this was the last time that light tubes had ever been used, were ever used in UBW in 2009. They were used in one match. Now I don't know how you fans watching at home feel about this, and maybe some of the UBW wrestlers who are watching this may disagree with this one, but I know that me and this guy, I don't know how you feel about him, Danny, we're pretty against light tubes, aren't we?
Yeah.
Just because...
His name is Max.
Yeah. I really?
Yeah.
Hello, people.
The thing about light tubes is that if you're wrestling in even someone's garden, that's one thing. But when you've got a light tube, if you whack it over, the back of someone, they disintegrate. We all know this, don't we? Yeah. And even if you pick up as many pieces as you can find, there's going to be broken glass left in the ground.
Yeah. What's it like standing on one?
Pardon?
What's it like standing on one?
I didn't even... it's only because of the hearing it pop that I realised I'd done it. It made me smile, because when I hit Pete with it, all the stuff they have on the inside, that powdery stuff, that went out in a big arc as I came down. That was brilliant.
It's that powdery stuff.
I have no idea. Maybe I should snort some of it one day. Anyway, back to point. One of these days, I'm going to be reading in the newspaper, or I'm going to hear about it on the news, that some girl was running through a park and tripped over and landed where that glass is. And she's going to have horrific injuries down her arm. I couldn't bring myself to do that. And also, as much as we have the DQ rule, and we are known as a hardcore fed, I just think light tubes are just a bit too far. And there's very little that you can do with light tubes that hasn't been done before, that can shock. I mean, that's why they're there. They're for the shock value.
Like you say, you've got things like tacks and stuff. You're making like little holes in yourself. Or light tube, you're risking sort of gashes and stuff. And there's just no need. Yeah, there is no need.
Just coming from the man who's just agreed to do a barbed wire massacre.
Yeah, there is that.
Yeah,
but that's different. I'm a cock.
Oh.
That's the difference.
Max,
yes.
Tell me about your match versus Freak.
A match versus Freak. Well, it was just
squash.
Hyper squash. Wasn't it really?
A definition of a split.
It did its job.
If I remember rightly, Freak got one punch in.
He did get one punch in.
You did everything else.
Yes, this is
How
true.
long was the match?
It was approximately 3 minutes.
It could have been
and
2.
It could have been 2.
Yeah. I didn't pay him.
It took a quite considerable edit job though for when you got him up for the running power slam.
Yes,
because you took so long to get him up.
Because he wasn't trying. It's not all my work. Yeah, Dave.
Don't deadweight. Bloody hell. No need. Don't deadweight people, Dave.
Yeah, you're so light. How can you deadweight?
The DDT you did on Freak was particularly nasty.
Of course, now everyone knows Freak's identity.
Yeah. Oh,
well. Fuck.
Everyone knew it anyway.
Oh yeah.
Main event was Liam Styles versus Jonny Magnum. Again, do you feel that Styles' best opponent was Magnum? Answer me 3 questions in one, if you will. What does it say about Styles, and what does it say about Magnum?
It says that Styles is a knob, and Magnum is a god.
Fair enough. That's a good way of putting it, I suppose. You got anything to add to that, Danny, before we move on to Doomsday?
What are you going to say? Yeah.
Well, you could say yes. It shows the Magnum really is a class worker or something like that.
Sorry,
or you could disagree that Liam Styles is a knob. I mean, I don't like the guy, but I wouldn't go that far.
Well, no, from what I remember, they just work well together. Regardless of the backstage stuff.
They were friends, weren't they? It's just,
yeah.
Of course, they were going to have pretty good chemistry because I'm assuming they've done it a lot.
So yeah,
and wrestled.
From the time they got in the ring, it was fine.
Invite me.
Who else? Yes. Let's move on to Doomsday, shall we? Yes. So, opening contest was Executioner versus Mr. Insaneo. Now, as I said a moment ago, for me, the storyline I thought was such a good idea. You have guest feds coming in. You fight the guy from the guest fed, and if you lose on the next free per view, you go against Executioner. And Executioner was just going to just destroy everyone. And I personally, being the bump machine that I am, I couldn't wait to face Executioner. I was looking forward to my match against the Executioner so bad, because I would have bumped like a bastard for the guy.
Yeah.
I would have thrown myself around something fierce. He would have absolutely owned me. What did we all think of this match?
I quite enjoyed it.
Even though it was 3 moves.
Yeah, I mean, I still quite enjoyed it because once again, it did exactly what it needed to.
Yeah, this is true. High gouge powerbomb getting the win for the Executioner. Unfortunately, of course, this was the last time we saw the Executioner, which means that his UBW record, win-loss record, is the best in the company of 2-0-0. Excellent.
It also means that he has a total wrestling time of about 3 minutes.
Yes, this is true. His wrestling in-ring career didn't last too long at all, did it? But in any sense of the way. Tell me about the weather for Doomsday.
Like, can I just add a comment? Sorry, I was just going to add a comment to Executioner versus Insaneo.
Oh, sorry. I forgot to ask you.
No, sorry. I thought, because a little while ago you had Executioner versus Freak.
Yes.
And because Freak was like a comedy kind of character, and you had Executioner destroy him in a matter of minutes, he did the same thing with Mr. Insaneo. So, to me, that was essentially crapping all over Mr. Insaneo. Which, nothing wrong with, but, I mean, it's like, I thought that really made him sort of have something to work up to.
I mean, I think rather than crapping on Insaneo, it really built up.
Well, yeah, it gave him a reason to try it a bit harder. In terms of character, anyway.
Executioner came off looking like a good beaten guy. I guess, like I say, I guess Paulman not through the table, which is Executioner's way. Valo defeating Kendrick. As I said before, I don't think this match was good. What? Pass.
Yeah, next match.
Yeah, let's just talk about something else. No, what I want to say is there were more big spots in it. There was a lot bigger, flashier moves, but it wasn't in the same context as the storyline as it was in the Salvation match. Speaking of Freak, as we just were, Styles then defeating Freak. Freak actually getting offense in. Well, that's just odd, isn't it? Seeing as in his first match he hadn't done anything at all, and then against Carnage he hadn't done anything at all, and then Freak, all of a sudden is able to hit a power driver and hits the straight jacket DDT.
He did, didn't he?
Yeah, it's like, wow, where the hell did this come from? And the thing was, is that he started getting popular overnight. People started really getting into the Freak's character after that match. They saw something in, they're like, wow, this guy's actually pretty impressive.
You know what it says though? He was facing my best mate, Buddy Pal, Styles. But he finally managed to get some offense in a lesser opponent.
Maybe. Styles getting the win with the Styles cutter, and of course he hits that, say what you want about him, the DDT that he hits in the match is so nice.
Yes.
So, the jumping swinging DDT, and the Styles core hits is really,
actually,
really...
I feel like I have to do this, guys, just because it's going to go online and stuff. This is by no means an attack on Styles and his wrestling as such, even though he doesn't board as fuck when he wrestles. I just think he's a god. I'm not knocking him as a wrestler. So if you're watching Styles,
it's going to be fun if he ever comes to another taker, isn't it?
Moving on.
Tell me about the weather for Doomsday. I haven't got it on my notes, but it was a mightily hot day, wasn't it? It seems it was in April.
Yes.
Good lord, was it warm? So to do an Ironman match for 30 minutes. So let me tell you about that. I literally, about the 20-minute mark, I couldn't wait for that match to finish. Which is why you see me put the ankle lock on so often at the end, in the last 10 minutes. My God, do I put the ankle lock on a lot. But it's because, I like to think that my conditioning's alright for a big guy. I don't get tired out, easy like a lot of big people can.
Mate.
Like Max does, for example. Max gets tired out real easy.
I'm a 3-minute wonder.
Yes, you are. What I was going to say to that, just about, yes, this is true. After 20 minutes, I wanted it to end, so I'm putting ankle lock on after ankle lock on, just so I can just sit there, holding the move, not putting any effort into it at all. I like the match though. I liked, Jonny is so easy to wrestle. He is so smooth, he's so crisp, and if you call a spot, he just does it straight away, and he'll do it to the best of his ability. And then the thing is, he calls spots not only that he's going to do, but he calls out really good ones for you to do. Sometimes he can surprise you. Going back to what was Salvation, I think both of us have to do moves that we've never done before. We both know how to do them, but we're just like, oh shit. He said to me, I'm going to charge at you, I want you to flapjack me. And I'm just like, I have to do a quick thing in my brain. Like, how do you do a flapjack? Of course you do. Did it, and then with you,
back body drop,
which you know how to do, but you've never done it.
No.
Well, he does things like that, and it makes the match a better match, in my humble opinion.
Absolutely.
Max Carnage versus Extreme Dave. Tell me about your match, dude.
Bit of a disappointing match, really. I was expecting so much more from it, and I don't really.
Are you cold, Danny?
No, I'm good. Sorry.
Sorry.
No.
Carry on.
I don't really have any excuses on why it was not very good. But I did like the fact, once again, that I won a match which I didn't deserve.
Mm-hmm. Classic heel style.
Classic heel style. I mean, the only match where I actually did anything of any note, really, was the freak match. Other than that, I just cheated and whatnot. So, yeah, I liked the way that worked as far as a storyline perspective goes.
Mm.
But I would have liked to have been able to watch it back and think, fucking hell, that was a good match. But I can't. That's not Dave's fault, it's me.
And then, of course, at the end, when you came running in, I wonder if anyone watching was just like, where did you get the belt from? Just Carnage comes out with the title belt, and it's given to the referee, and then what? You came and pinched it.
Well, I stole it.
I'll take it out for you.
Yeah, I stole it off the referee. Come on.
How did it feel for you, Danny? Because of course you were meant to be wrestling on Swimbad on this card.
Yeah.
And he was ill.
He was ill. Yeah. I was kind of annoyed that I didn't get a match on the card, but at the same time I got something, not necessarily better, but not necessarily more fulfilling, but something better, in the sense of establishing my character, which I really had to do because I'd only been there a little while.
Yes.
And that was costing Dave the belt. So running in the main event and getting the crap ripped out of me by an Indian kid from the other side of the field.
That was my next question.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that. The birth of Danny Cena, but but up until then, just the whole involvement in the main event was, that was a big kick for me. So I was happy with that.
Literally. Yeah, I like that. It was really good. And like the little Indian kid shouting, John Cena. That was fantastic. If you ever wonder why everyone reacts like they do, it's because of that one moment. This one kid shouting, it's John Cena. And that is stuck to this day. Do you feel... Go on, carry on.
I was just going to say, if you must know, I was having a very bad hair day and it was hot and I wanted to wear a hat. Not my fault.
Complete Cena mark.
When was the last time you saw John Cena with sideburns? I mean, seriously.
It's true.
Come on.
You are wearing your little John Cena pants underneath them.
Oh, dear me.
I can't see him.
Tom pants.
Oh, very good.
Oh, God.
Moving on.
Do you feel that Doomsday is a bit of a forgotten show?
Which show? Oh, why do I keep doing this?
Dude, just now.
You invited me.
Because you've got Salvation, which everyone loves, right? Then you've got Vendetta, which everyone loves.
Yeah.
You've got this middle match. This middle match.
Match?
Just one match in between 3 months ago. Just one match. You've got this one show in between that's just like, people don't seem to really remember it. And what they do remember, unfortunately, and I say it's unfortunately remembering it's my match, but unfortunately it's just the Ironman match. That's the only thing that's remembered. How do you feel about that? Do you feel Doomsday is forgotten, or is...
It is, I suppose. It's one of the ones that I must say I watch less than a lot of the other shows I've done. There's no particular reason for that.
I think it's one of the ones that I also watch the less, but I always really, really enjoy it when I do.
Yeah.
I was pretty much going to say what you just said.
Okay.
I was just going to word it differently.
Cheers to that. Okay, we've got a question here that I would like to answer.
Is this a fan question?
This is a fan question, but I haven't written down who asked it, because I'm an idiot.
Will we have fan questions?
Yeah, some of the questions you're getting tonight are from fans.
Nice.
So, shut up, Matt. Actually, no, before I go on, I've got one more question I want to... not a question. One thing I just want to put in, and that is that it's always bugged me about Doomsday, is that there was 2 advertised matches that didn't happen, which were Swimbad versus Your Good Self through illness, and actually it was meant to be Styles versus Insaneo again. I don't know what happened there. I really don't know how it ended up being Styles versus Freak and Insaneo versus The Executioner. I don't know what happened there, to be honest.
It's kind of annoying, because that would have been a really stacked card then.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's got 5 matches on it, hasn't it?
Yeah.
At the moment, so anyway, the question is, do you prefer wrestling as a face or a heel?
Heel.
Is it a straight up heel? See, you know, the reason I turned to you is because you wrestled us both this year.
Yeah.
Whereas we've both just wrestled as heels.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I find it easier working with a face than I do working with a heel.
Mm-hmm.
Easier in the sense of I can be more brutal, and I can be more violent, and really bring out sort of an evil self.
Yeah.
Evil persona. But as far as working as a face goes, you really have to try and play the crowd. Like, what do the crowd want to see?
This is true.
You know? And that's kind of annoying because it kind of restricts you from doing stuff. Especially me, who likes using weapons. You know, as you'll talk about later. But yeah, I prefer wrestling as a heel. It's for me a lot easier.
Yay! I'm not the only one with a hanky, by the way.
Do you not feel though that you, as a face, when you come out, especially since you've been champion, you come out, you get a decent pop every time you come out. We don't get that. I just get a straight up chorus of boos. It's all that even bothers me. Noticing I'm there.
Yeah, the bits outside the ring, nice.
Yeah.
Because, like, again, you're playing to the crowd.
Yes.
So if the crowd gives you a good reception, it's easier to give them one back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But as far as in-ring work goes, working as a heel tops it for me. That's just the way it is.
Fair enough. That is Doomsday covered. We're motioning through this. I don't even know how long the camera's been running, if I'm honest.
I don't.
I have literally not got a clue.
Recoil it's 20 to 1.
Yes, I can see the clock there, darling.
Cool.
Are we going to have
We're going to have a break after Vendetta.
Okay.
So next free preview.
Okay.
So let's get to it, shall we?
Okay, let's.
Recoil episode 5 was the great promos from Dave and Danny to start their feud. Danny's promo is the infamous jizz promo, I call it.
Yeah.
Danny does a promo and it looks like he's got a jizz stain on his top just about here. And it's hilarious.
And it's what?
It was toothpaste.
It was jizz.
It was jizz.
What would jizz be doing up there?
You shut yourself.
Oh, come on.
You like to aim.
It was toothpaste.
Give yourself a pearl necklace.
I like my teeth to look nice for the camera, if you must know.
Jizz isn't going to achieve
no,
that.
John.
No, I
Yay. Whee.
Swimbad and Insaneo defeated Extreme Dave and Danny Ace after Danny Ace walked out of the match. What did you think of that match?
I needed the toilet.
Yep, we knew that. You had to go.
No,
Swimbad's first victory of the year was in this match.
it was a lot of fun. I mean, tag matches, there weren't any there was only one camera.
Yeah, I'll come to that in a sec.
Yeah.
Are we keeping you up?
A little bit. I'm tired, man. I've had a busy day.
20 to 1.
You try looking after 3 kids.
I don't want to. I might just be able to give them back after I've
Yeah, I can't do that.
Not after you've used them.
I was going to say after I've played with them, but that just sounds bad. Chase, we should shut up Magnum. We'll start getting
Changing the glitter paint. Right.
Carry on, Danny.
Yeah, it was fun working a tag match. Especially against two guys I hadn't wrestled. You know, obviously I've only wrestled Dave, and tagging with him, you know, I had to make sure that me and him told a story out of it.
Yeah, exactly.
And it was fun doing that, you know, sort of harassing him, like sort of moving away when he got the tag and sort of, you know, doing that, and just like, yeah, it was...
dissing him every time he got hit. The thing is, you both did it, didn't you? That was the great thing. Even though you were the clear-cut heel, every time you got punched or you got suplexed or whatever, Dave was doing the exact same thing.
So there was a great... what's the word, sort of an attitude between us, you know, which I thought we really played on.
Definitely.
And the tag match, as far as the actual wrestling of the match goes, I thought it was a lot of fun. It was, you know, entertaining. So, yeah.
The match broke one of my golden rules. I have 3 golden rules when it comes to backyard wrestling, which are don't ever use just one camera, always use 2, because then you can have multiple angles, and you're a dick, really, you are.
How did you just set fire to yourself?
Don't know.
See, now there's a botch for the next Botchamania bit, isn't
It's
it?
on the bed.
It's on the bid now.
I know.
See, I've lost my train of thought again now, yeah. Oh, have 2 cameras, and also if there's a botch you can cover that up. The second one is don't ever have live commentary, because, again, if you can't edit it out, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
If the commentary's there already, you can't edit it out, and that's irritating. And the other one is always have a referee.
Yes.
Always. Now, there's only, in my opinion, one Fed in the world who is allowed to get away with this, and that's 2KW out of New York City. who of course have live commentary and one camera, but they're the greatest backyard federation in the world.
I've never seen it.
You've never seen it?
Never seen it, no.
God's sake, man.
Oh, it's those ones you showed me actually. There was some wrestling near a children's play.
Yes, they wrestle on a children's program.
Yeah, that
They
was very good.
They
actually,
are the best of the best, in my humble opinion.
Well done.
Main event of Recoil episode 5 was Magnum versus Valo, and he won, so he wouldn't get a date with the Executioner. It was a good match. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah.
We must move on because we need to talk about Recoil episode 6, which in brackets I've got on my notes as the Max Carnage show. Because of this, because of a 32-minute show, Max Carnage's 2 promos took up 9 minutes of the show. What are you going to say for yourself there, bitch?
I didn't know that was going to happen. I thought the 2 promos were going to be used for 2 separate things.
Ah, okay. It's my fault for one of them because I knew that I knew what I knew, which I'm going to talk about. I'll talk about now. In fact, your knee had started playing up again.
Yes.
So it basically, the idea was at Doomsday we were going to film me versus Max, and it was just because Doomsday, although the weather was nice, it was piss-takingly hot. I don't know if you watching wrestling in hot weather takes it out of you so much, doesn't it?
Oh, yes.
You do one match that's 10 minutes long and you're dead.
I want to go to Miami to do a show on the beach.
We'll invite Hogan, shall we?
Yeah.
He lives in there. We'll get Bulk Hogan down. So basically, Max, in true player style, decided we'd grill it out and we'd do our match of Vendetta. So over the course of Recoil episode 5, which of course I haven't mentioned on my notes, I don't know why I haven't written it down, but that's the one where I take you out to set up our match.
Ah, yes.
Recoil episode 5. So yeah, it's partly my fault Recoil episode 6 is the Max Carnage show because I wanted to give as much story to our match because it's always been a big bother of mine that our match was a career versus career match. You don't have the first match of a feud as a career versus career match, but we knew, we all knew we had to get the belt off him as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Because this wasn't going to be wrestling again. So we had to flesh out the storyline as much as we can, which I think by the use of what we did with you showing your backstage character, by showing the old footage of us 2 wrestling in CRCW. I like to think we
a story going into it.
A good story, exactly. And the other thing is, I wanted to make the people watching care about you. They wanted you to win.
Yeah.
At Vendetta, that was important. I did a promo from Devon because I was on holiday, and I thought I'd do a promo. As you do when you're on holiday, don't you? When you're on holiday, you think about doing promos. And mine was on top of a cliff and was very, very windy, so you can't hear what I'm saying.
But maybe if you lip read, you can tell what he's really saying.
Yes.
He's mouthing the words of supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
But the main talking point of Recoil episode 6 was, of course, the 5-way match for the BBW title. Now, Danny, tell me, why did no one want to have the championship? Do you know? I mean, for a start, the belt was 4 beer bottles taped to our belt.
Yeah, I don't know why anyone didn't want the title.
Do you not think it was because it was a belt before
beer bottles
on a belt?
Again, with there wasn't really any prestige to it, was there?
No.
I mean, not in UBW. You had BBW before, but
I think something that Pete brought up on a conversation the other night was that people got confused because we were BBW. And now we're having a BBW UK Championship. But we did explain at the time. Hayes explained that on the commentary. Not on the commentary, on a little segment, because Jackson did the commentary. That we're a territory of battle-born wrestling out of America. But I still to this day don't know how I really feel about being part of battle-born wrestling because they don't do anything for us. It doesn't bring any. It's like we provide them with matches, but they don't do any sort of promotion, anything for us at all. After what I've just said about there being don't use one camera, it was in that tag match on Recoil 5, but also this one had no camera because Dave for some reason never received my footage.
I thought there was 2 cameras.
No, I think there's 2.
There's 2,
at some point.
Yeah.
But a lot of the footage that could have been used wasn't used. Interesting match. Freak chasing Magnum at the start, so it was really smart. Dragon suplex that you hit, sir.
What with Freak doing the jawbreaker?
Yes.
Yeah, that was.
Tell the people about that, for those who don't remember.
Completely spur of the moment thing. Just 3 people in the right place at the right time. Freak hit, jawbreaker. Jonny, because of how he sells it, he jumped back, and I was standing there and just caught him and done. And it was a very good moment. I always enjoy watching that one. I mean, the match is a clusterfuck.
It is.
It is a clusterfuck, but it's entertaining.
It is an
because of
entertaining
it.
match.
Yeah.
It was very, very hard to film. Speaking as someone who was holding the camera, you didn't know where to look because there was so much going on.
Yeah.
And it was always
it was hard to ref.
It didn't drag.
Did you ref that? No, you didn't. Certainly you didn't.
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
You're saying it would have been hard.
Oh, right, I get you, sorry.
It didn't drag in any moments, I don't think. I think there was always something going on, which was, a good point.
True.
It's just a fun match, one of them ones that you kind of forget, but when you watch it, you enjoy yourself.
This was the first Recoil that only had the one match on it. Do you think that Recoil was better when it had, like the first Recoils where they had 3 matches on? What have you done? What are you laughing at?
I honestly have no idea.
You're such a cock.
I'm just a jolly fat man.
You're trying to be deadly serious.
Jolly fat man. It's Christmas in 2 weeks, and you want to be a jolly fat man?
Yeah. You could be paid to be a jolly fat man.
I come more than once a year.
Not twice.
Alright, Bobby.
Yeah, do you think Recoil was better? This one's for you, Matt, since you'll be very quiet. It's very, very annoying.
You two are better.
But you should have more inputs. You'll have more input on part 2. I'll give him beats during the break.
Jerk off. I'm just
Guaranteed.
itching.
Right, this was the
Tease a cheeky one out.
Look into my eyes. Look at the disappointment.
You're right, aren't you?
I'm so right. Yeah, this is the first time Recoil only had one match. Was Recoil better with 1 match, 2 matches, 3 matches? What do you think?
I think 2 matches and probably 3 promos is nice for Recoil.
3 promos.
Yes. Promo match, maybe.
Right. Then yes, that's it. Right. I don't know how I feel. I liked it with 3 matches. The problem is because our roster isn't huge.
Yeah.
You're going to be putting matches on, that really should be on the free per views. That makes sense. Danny's got yes, boy. What do you want?
Boy,
want.
Right. The reason I like Recoil with 1 or 2 matches is because our free per views usually only have 3.
Yes.
So if you have a Recoil that has 3 matches and you have a free per view that has 3 matches, you kind of think to yourself, why is that just a Recoil?
It's a jolly good point.
That is a very good point, True.
I prefer, I could get into the Vince Russo thing here, but I'm not going to. That episode of television.
Yes.
But the point is, you're watching Recoil for the build-up to the matches, and then you want to see a match, obviously, to see what the company has to offer, especially if you haven't seen it before.
Okay.
And you watch free previews to see the actual wrestling. So that's my take on it.
Yeah, that's a very good way of putting it.
Yes.
I need to point
Max,
out.
you stink.
I need to point out.
Ages ago.
Yeah, well, I've just got it now.
Oh.
I need to point out that only 2 of the 9 free previews we've done this year, 8 free previews we've done this year, have 3 matches.
But you know what I mean, though, like, flip through. Sorry, I'm too busy kicking your butt all over the place, man. That's the job of free previews.
You're super pedantic.
You're too busy kicking my ass to notice how many matches there's been. That doesn't make any sense.
Travel halfway around the country, I get there, kick your butt, go home. That's the way it is.
It's just the way it is. Right, let's talk about Vendetta, shall we?
Yes, let's.
Vendetta is a good show.
Yes.
But the first match is poo. Do we agree?
What more do you want to say?
Well, basically, it breaks all 3 of the rules I've just said in one fell swoop, does it not?
If they had had multiple cameras, if they had done it on the UBW actual taping, if they had done it with a proper referee and had proper commentary on it, then it would be a fine. It probably would be a great match. It is a good match as far as wrestling goes.
I actually couldn't have put it better myself. That is exactly how I feel about it.
But its production, its presentation were.
Oh mate, I mean, there's a lot of the match that you can't watch because the footage is so pixelated.
Yeah.
You can't see it.
To be quite honest, I don't think we should have put it on there. In my own opinion, it should have been there.
Yeah.
But it shouldn't be discarded as a bad wrestling match because the actual wrestling
Yes,
that happened was
exactly.
very good.
You're right.
Exactly, you're
Even though I did
right.
have my good friend Liam. I love Liam.
Man, Liam. Yeah, anyway, Magnum vs Insaneo. Not to say that his performances this year have been bad up until this point in any way, but this one Insaneo really stepped up his game where, in my opinion, one of the things that I love about the Insaneo character, or just in when Insaneo wrestles in general, is that there's so many near falls, and the near falls are where you think it's gonna be the fall.
The Ironman matches, not the 2 out of 3 falls matches.
The 2 out of 3 falls matches is a classic example, but it happens a lot in this. Yeah, I was gonna say, you just said a trait comes to prominence in his feud with K-Bar later in the year, is what I've got here. Trait spelled wrong.
Possibly Insaneo's best match.
Yeah.
You spelled prominence wrong as well, I think.
Yeah, I did actually. This bloody spell checker, useless. Windows.
You spelled in wrong.
Good. I did that on purpose because I knew that you'd be checking.
You spelled tap wrong as well.
Shut your goddamn mouth. The spot off the ladder through the tap-covered table, right? Do you feel that I mean, that on any other show, that would have been probably like the spot of the show, wouldn't it? He gets knocked off, he goes through the table, the table's covered in taps, but of course, because of the attack usage throughout all 3 of the matches at Vendetta, and you're just like, okay. But yeah, it is a great match. At the end, Swinney and Liam come down. Swinney gives a nasty low blow to Insane.
Oh, that was real cheeky where he just turned around.
Bang. And then, right, when Liam is going up to do the Stars Cutter, most people didn't seem to notice it, but in the background, Swinney pushes Lucha over. Lucha's been refereeing at Vendetta. Swinney goes and takes the first ever ref bump in UBW. It's right there. And my man, the Lucha, takes it perfectly.
Yeah.
Oh man, a lot of people forget about that. Anyway, it would not be wrong to move on.
Well, Luke.
Good match, though, good match.
Yeah, it was a great match.
Very good match.
Before I move on, I can't deny that the hissing from the microphone when Jackson does the commentary drives me up the wall.
Me too.
It's so irritating. Anyway, that's just really being picky, is it not? Because we then need to talk about the 2 out of 3 tables match. Danny Ace defeating Extreme Dave. Multiple Man voted this one his match of the year, and if you agree with that statement, I can't blame you in the slightest.
No.
For it is a good match. Tell me about it, Danny. Are you farting again?
Maybe.
Right. Tell us about the match, Danny.
It was brutal, it was fun, and it told a very good story, I think. I think if you had changed anything about that match, it wouldn't be what it was. So I have no complaints about the match other than the ending, but that's for me and Dave to know why. But you know, a match as a whole, really enjoyed it. So
you've got. I'm sorry.
What happened?
No, I'm just thinking, you've got no complaints about the match, but you suplexed Dave onto the chair of doom and almost broke him in half.
Well, again,
and the match had to be stopped for 5 minutes.
That's not really a complaint because it looked good when it was edited.
This is true.
So when you're watching it, if you're watching it on the internet or if you download whatever, when you watch it, you're thinking, oh, okay, this is just part of the match.
Yeah.
But okay, being there, yeah.
It was just like
that was
crunch as Dave lands, just like, oh, I think he said.
Brilliant.
And then when Dave rolls over and goes, oh, this definitely isn't kayfabe. Like, it's so funny.
I mean, I felt really bad, but I think for him as well, if the situation had been reversed, you'd be too in the moment of the match. You want to keep it going and stuff.
That chair is so brutal, isn't it?
It's too heavy.
I mean,
well, he got me back pretty good.
Yeah, because he whacked you in the face with it, didn't he? Knocked you to the ground. Yeah,
with the ladder there, chair there, rocking and half place.
The other thing about the match is that one of the things that you didn't mention when you say brutal and hard hitting and whatever, you don't mention comedy, but there was some funny stuff in that match.
Yeah.
I mean, Dave doing the work.
The work.
I mean, you can see in the background, the whole place is going completely crazy about it.
It's true.
You doing the FU. Wasn't that the first time you hit the FU?
That was the first time I did the FU in UBW. Yeah.
One of the things that I loved about this match that makes it what it is, for it is what it is the crowd interaction. The crowd were really into the match, were they not? I mean, when you did the FU, everyone marked out. When you did any of the tables, obviously everyone marked out. When Dave did the worm, everyone marked out. And the way that after you messed up the, for want of a better phrase, the way you messed up the suplex through the table.
Suplex through the table?
No. Yeah, the belly to belly.
Oh, the MB, yeah.
You fucking idiot.
Because messed up, when you said messed up, we meant the chair spot.
Yes, right, whatever. We've already talked about the chair spot, haven't we?
Well, yes, but you said messed up.
Right, okay, alright. So when the end didn't quite go right.
Yes.
the way the crowd were chanting, one more time was just brilliant, and I think it made the finish of the match better.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it was good hearing that, but at the same time, me and Dave were lying there on the floor, having just failed this spot that we've been planning for the last month, we're sort of lying there and say, oh, one more time, yeah.
Fair enough.
It's like, yeah, that one worked.
Fair enough.
It was really annoying it didn't work the first time, but if they got a pop out of it, then, you know, fair play to it.
You're fully right. In the main event, I took on you.
You did.
I beat your ass.
Divas match of the decade.
Divas match of the decade. Ooh, handbag. What do you think of our way Max?
What do I think about the match?
Yes.
I'm probably more proud of that match than any other match I've ever done.
Cool. That's a good way of putting it, is it not?
Yes.
I've always felt that we told a very good story in that one.
I think we did.
I was going for the ankle lock and you were going for the armbar, which of course I got you 2 victories over me.
Indeed you do.
And I got the number 1 contendership using the ankle lock, so yeah, it was nice. You slammed me onto the thumbtacks, which was a planned spot. You standing on me on the tacks twice. That wasn't planned, you evil son of a bitch.
And he's calling you evil for doing that. I can't wait till he gets to Retribution.
Also, who can't love the Salt of Doom spot?
In my photography portfolio.
Yes, it's just it deserves its place.
I mean, that spot made me mark out, and I was in it.
That was a classic 4 AM spot idea. That woke me up from my slumber. Made me write it down on a little notepad I got next to my bed in case of spots. And that was one that was just like this, and this will work. And the best part about it is, ladies and gentlemen, it didn't hurt the incisors because it was flour that went in my eyes, and flour doesn't hurt at all.
It sure doesn't.
And then of course I got slammed onto the tap.
Yay.
Which wasn't fun. My God, how long did it take us to think of the finish?
Oh mate, quite a while.
You're talking weeks. Because we wanted something that really made me look like an evil son of a bitch. And, it was just like, what can we do? Oh, you're a funny guy. You're a very funny guy.
That's quite quick. You've got to give me that one, come on.
Oh. But, and this is a big one.
Yeah.
We watched this match, was it 2 weeks ago?
Yes.
We watched it. We were like, come on, let's watch, for the benefit of basically your girlfriend, wasn't it? Let's watch our match. And we noticed something, did we not, sir?
We sure did.
We noticed that I don't sell anything. If you go back and watch the match at Vendetta, everyone like us thinks it's a good match, and I still have a lot of time for said match. But every time Max does something big to me, I just no sell it. I get up, not even groggy. I just get up and get on with the match.
You buried me, bitch.
Really, it was a glorified squash. If you look at it, so, you could say that. Dear me. I also feel that although it was a good, nice, sweet and tender moment, that when I bashed, when we hugged at the end,
yes,
it was a good moment. Got everyone applauding, support and shit. But I really feel I should have taken you out.
Yeah. I
really, to this day, feel like I should have proper healed it up.
That would have made that match perfect in my eyes.
Damn, you see? Damn. It was a great show though, Vendetta.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because we put on Salvation, and that was the bar, and it was like, right, it's going to have to say something pretty special to get the bar raised even further. Vendetta did that, which of course then presented itself with exactly the same problem Salvation had, didn't it? Because it meant that, my God, topping this is going to take some doing.
Probably didn't until Relentless.
Well, I was going to say, I think that Retribution was the first one that raised, we'll talk about those later. Vendetta was a very hardcore show. 3 matches have thumbtacks in them. Do you prefer the hardcore style, or do you prefer the technical stuff, like with you, Max?
Well, being slightly larger and completely out of shape, I've got to be honest, probably the hardcore is more suited to me. I'm no technical wrestler, but I do quite enjoy sort of having quite a big interest in mixed martial arts. Anything on the ground where there's actual real wrestling involved, I tend to really mark out for, and I don't know, I do sort of like being able to do little bits of that in a match, of something a bit more technical.
That's an interesting answer. Danny?
Well, if you mix hardcore and technical, then you kind of get the style I kind of try to present my character for. I love a good hardcore match. I love a good technical match. I have fun in both. I think I prefer hardcore in a sense because of the the variety you have. You can't necessarily do every single move with the person that you're working with, but you can usually do every single weapon spot that you want to.
Yeah, yes.
So, as far as hardcore wrestling goes, you know, it's much easier to do than technical, but you have to be able to do it right for it to look good.
That's a very good answer. Also, I'm pretty much on the same lines. I find hardcore wrestling easier, but at the same time, I find coming up with spots for technical matches sometimes a little bit harder.
Yeah.
Whereas, you know, it's a lot easier to think, oh, for someone like me to think, oh yeah, I could do this with this table, or I could do this spot with these attacks or something like that. I like, you know, but at the same time I do get an immense sense of satisfaction of doing something like, oh, that was really nice, that was really well done. Yeah, I know I've got, you know, a thimble full of wrestling talent. So to be able to, thank you, darling. To be able to do something that people like, you know, technically wise, is really good. But I get a bigger pops for the hardcore stuff. You know, unfortunately, the pops are normally me taking them.
It's true.
Then something I've always said is that it's not one person doing the move as the other. As much a person doing the move as it is the person taking it.
Yeah, but you hit me with a guitar was just the pop was for you, really, wasn't it?
I think the pop was for the sound.
Yeah, that's true. We'll be talking about that later. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take an extended break. And what I mean by that is that the next time you see us for the round table, it's going to be daylight. We didn't expect part 1 to be an hour long, putting it simply. Join us again for more of the UBW round table. Tatty bye.
Yeah, we just think we going to.
Itchy bag passes getting you down, bleeding out the anus.
Oh man, what
It's
can't
not
you 7?
good.
That's you versus me first time.
We'll talk about that on a later date.
Oh.
Anusol. Anusol.
Wait, which episode is it where you used the pipe? Is it that one?
It is that one.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
I brought the anusol.
That is genius, my friend. That is absolute genius what you just did.
Fucking anusol!
Do you think you'll be using this yourself?
Yes. I like to smear it on me.
Anal saw.
Just lather it
Sounds like a very weird gay dinosaur. Anal saw.